You know that one friend who wakes up at 6 a.m., smiles like a human, and somehow isn't powered by 3 espresso shots and a prayer? Yeah, the one whose skin looks suspiciously radiant, whose mood is suspiciously stable, and whose day doesn't collapse at 2:07 p.m. like a folding chair at a barbecue. They're not a cyborg. They're not blessed by the morning gods. They just do boring things consistently, and those boring things quietly run their entire life. We love dramatic fixes, a 30-day challenge, a new biohack, an app that promises to fix our entire existence with one neon-colored progress bar. But here's the truth people skip because it isn't sexy. Life doesn't change from intensity. Life changes from continuity. The stuff that works best? It looks ordinary. It feels unremarkable. It won't impress your friends on day 1. And that's why it wins on day 100. So today, we're not chasing excitement. We're choosing systems. Let's talk about 10 unglamorous habits that quietly rewire your energy, money, mind, and mood without asking your personality to become a different person. Morning water, the most boring power-up on earth. Confession, for years, I treated water like a rumor. Coffee? Absolutely. Smoothie? Maybe. But water first thing? Felt unnecessary. Except your body didn't sip a drop while you were asleep. You weren't resting. You were slowly dehydrating. When you open your eyes, your brain is like, hey, we're a raisin now. You're foggy. You're slow. You're irritable. Then you pour caffeine on top and call it breakfast. The people who feel suspiciously alive before noon, they roll out of bed, chug a glass or 2 of water, and only then negotiate with coffee. Is it thrilling? No. Does it work? Painfully, yes. Think of it like this. Your body is 60% water, not 60% iced latte. Start your day by replacing what the night took. 1 large glass. Maybe a squeeze of lemon if you want to cosplay as a wellness blogger. Do it for a week. Tell me your brain doesn't boot faster. Make your bed. The first one you can actually control. Why make the bed? I'm just going to destroy it tonight. That is also technically true of your dishes, teeth, and dignity. We maintain them anyway. Making the bed isn't about linen perfection. It's proof. Proof that you can complete a thing, a tiny, boring thing, before excuses even put on their shoes. You start the day with 1 decision in the win column. Then, after a rough day, you come home to a room that doesn't look like the aftermath of a small tornado. It's not life-changing, but it's state-changing. Navy SEALs talk about this not because they're in love with hospital corners, but because visible order births internal order. If the first 5 minutes of your day are chaos, you just taught your brain that chaos is the theme. Smooth the sheet. Puff the pillow. No perfection. Just done. Let the visual calm quiet your nervous system. Quiet nervous systems make better choices. Walk 10 minutes after eating. Defeat the food coma. We all know the post-meal slump. Your brain slows, your body groans, your productivity waves a tiny white flag. There's a painfully boring fix. Walk for 10 minutes. Around the block. Up and down the hall. Treadmill at a slow pace. Your blood sugar says thanks, digestion says hey bestie, and your afternoon crash says, I regret to inform you I've been laid off. It's not a workout. It's a metabolic nudge. The difference between a heavy eyelid afternoon and a normal one is sometimes just 600 steps. Will it look silly sometimes? Maybe. Will you feel better every time? Yes. Consistency beats intensity, and strolling beats suffering. Same bedtime. The unsexy rhythm that makes mornings easy. Weeknight, bed at 10. Weekend, scrolling at 2 a.m. Sunday. Sleep until noon to catch up. Congratulations. Your circadian rhythm is now a confused intern. You don't need more alarms. You need predictability. Pick a time, even on weekends. Hold it. You'll start waking up naturally. No alarm violence. No brain fog. No identity crisis in the shower. This is not punishment. This is permission to stop reintroducing chaos to your nervous system every 48 hours. Sleep is the backstage crew of your entire life. Treat them well. The show runs better. Same breakfast. Save your brain for real decisions. You wake up and immediately ask your mind to solve a buffet of questions. What to eat? What to wear? What to do first? What am I even doing with my life? Decision fatigue isn't drama, it's biology. Every choice burns mental fuel. The more you spend before 9 a.m., the less you have for actual work and actual life. The fix is rudely simple. Automate breakfast. Oatmeal, eggs, yogurt bowl, smoothie. Pick one, lock it in, run it on autopilot. No variety? Fine. Save your variety for lunch. Save your creativity for work, art, relationships, not toast negotiations. Worried you'll be bored? Great. Let breakfast hold your boredom so your day doesn't have to. Track your spending. The boring cure for where did my money go? You say you're not spending much, and yet your bank account keeps doing jump scares. The truth is not that you're reckless, it's that you're guessing. Track every dollar. In an app, in a notebook, on the back of a receipt. I don't care, just see it. Coffee runs. Auto-renewed subscriptions you forgot existed. Late night, treat yourself, add to carts. When you track it, patterns slap you lovingly in the face. Tracking isn't about shaming yourself. It's about steering your ship. You can't direct what you won't detect. Want freedom? Start with a spreadsheet. Read before bed. Trade blue light for better dreams. If your bedtime routine is scrolling until your eyes sting and your brain feels like a fried circuit board, your sleep is not the problem. Your inputs are. Phones shovel stimulus into your skull at the worst time. Drama, hot takes, disasters. Your nervous system goes, a war? At 12:41 a.m.? Then you wonder why you can't sleep or why you wake up anxious. Read. A physical book. E-book with warm light if you must. Fiction, non-fiction. Anything that slows you down instead of revving you up. It's not just quaint. It's neurologically merciful. You're signaling. Day is done. Brain can unspool now. You fall asleep faster. You wake up softer. You exit the matrix. Sunday meal prep. 2 boring hours, 5 quiet wins. The people who are never panicking at 8 p.m. about what's for dinner aren't special. They just pre-decided on Sunday. 2 hours. 1 cutting board. 1 podcast. Cook a grain. Cook a protein. Roast some vegetables. Box it up. You've opened a tiny restaurant called Me, but organized. This is the opposite of restrictive. It's liberating. You save money. You reduce, I'm starving, I'll order something chaos. You avoid living on snacks and apologies. It's not glamorous, but neither is not having to think about food when you're already tired. Take real breaks, not screens, stillness. I'm taking a break, you say, sprinting from your work tabs to your phone tabs. That's not a break. That's changing the flavor of input. Your brain processes nonstop, all day. It needs empty to recover. Stare out a window. Walk to the mailbox. Stretch. Breathe. Do nothing on purpose. 5 minutes of true nothing beats 20 minutes of high-octane scroll. Boredom is not the enemy. Boredom is the hallway where your mind exhales. Let your brain take its shoes off. Then go back to work with a mind that's actually receptive. The 10-minute tidy. Anti-chaos insurance. Mess compounds like interest. So does order. If you wait until the mess becomes a monster, the cleanup steals half your Saturday and your will to live. Every day, 10 minutes. Dishes into sink or dishwasher. Counter wipe. Clothes off the chair into a hamper. That's it. No perfection. Just reset. The secret isn't deep cleaning. It's preventing disarray from becoming a personality trait. Your environment is a mirror. Keep it kind. Why boring wins and flashy fails? The habits that actually transform you feel too small to matter in the moment. That's why most people abandon them. We're addicted to the emotional sugar rush of novelty. New plan. New me. New gear. Then 2 weeks later, dust. Boring habits compound. They don't beg for attention. They create results that eventually can't be ignored. Here's the pattern of people who quietly become different. They pick a handful of low-friction habits. They do them even when it's inconvenient. They don't negotiate with mood. They let the results arrive on delay. Change doesn't knock. Change accumulates. Not with fireworks, but with fidelity. How to actually start and keep going. Most new routines fail at the starting line because we try to upgrade our entire life in 1 week. Don't. That's cosplay, not change. Step 1. Choose 2 tiny levers. Example. Water first thing plus 10-minute tidy. That's it. 2. For 2 weeks, be militant about small. Use triggers. Water glass waiting on the nightstand. Tidy timer waiting by the kettle. Book on your pillow at 8:30 p.m. Your environment should push you in the direction you promised yourself. Step 3. Score it like a game. 1 point per habit per day. Not streaks, scores. Missed a day? Cool. Collect tomorrow's point. Your identity isn't streak-based. It's trend-based. Step 4. Never catch up, just resume. The moment you treat a slip as a story about your character, you lose. We're not punishing ourselves. We're continuing. Step 5. Review once a week for 10 minutes. Ask, which 2 habits felt easiest? Which one created the most relief? Double down on those. Swap out anything that felt like wrestling a bear. Sustainable, heroic. A day in the boring life that secretly slaps. Wake, water. Bed, breakfast, the default. No debates. After meals, 10-minute walk. Midday, a real break. 5 minutes. Window. Breath. Evening, 10-minute tidy. Night, book in hand. Same bedtime. Sunday, food set for the week. Budget reviewed for 10. Nothing flashy. But by Friday, your mood is steadier, your space is calmer, your money makes sense, your sleep isn't mad at you, and your afternoons no longer require emergency caffeine and a personality transplant. That's not luck. That's compound quiet. But what if you're not a routine person? Perfect. You're exactly who this is for. Routines aren't a personality. They're a scaffold. They hold you up when motivation ghosts you. They carry you when your feelings want to negotiate. You don't need to love the habit. You need to love who you are after the habit. Do boring things now. Become an interesting person later. That's the trade. The boring truth successful people don't brag about. People with exciting lives usually have unexciting foundations. They look spontaneous because the basics are on rails. They look free because the essentials are automated. They look energized because they don't start every morning from zero. No one claps when you drink a glass of water. No one cheers when you make the bed. No one throws a parade when you close your eyes at 10:30. But in 90 days, someone will ask, what changed? And you'll say, honestly, nothing dramatic. I just got consistent with incredibly boring stuff. And that's the secret. Transformation isn't a plot twist. It's a pattern. Quick start menu. Pick 2 this week. Water before phone. 1 big glass before the scroll. Make the bed, 60 seconds. No negotiation. Walk after meals, 10 minutes. Low stakes. Massive payoff. Same bedtime, pick a number. Honor it. Default breakfast. Decision, fatigue deleted. Track spending. Know it to grow it. Read before bed, close tabs. Open pages. Sunday prep, 2 hours now, 20 fewer headaches later. True breaks, 5 minutes of nothing, twice a day. Daily 10-minute tidy. Tiny maintenance, 0 disasters. Circle 2. Tape them to your wall. Put them in your calendar. Give future you a chance. The closing line you'll remember at 2 p.m. When everything feels like too much, shrink the target. Don't rebuild your life. Drink water. Tidy for 10. Walk for 10. Read 3 pages. Then do it again tomorrow. Small isn't weak. Small is repeatable. Repeatable becomes reliable. Reliable becomes identity. And identity is the only habit that lasts. So yeah, these are boring. On purpose. Because boring is stable. Stable is sustainable. And sustainable is how you win. If you're done chasing the dramatic fix and ready to practice the quiet one, you already know your next step. Pick 2. Start tonight. Resume tomorrow. Repeat for 90 days. Let the results argue with anyone who says boring doesn't work.